It's a pretty day today. It's nice and windy. It's a little chilly, and it's supposed to get cold, but it's warmer than it has been the last few days. I'm headed into a spot that it usually... So first off, it's been a very good spot for me and my dad. It was a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. Me and my dad went in there. Turkey was gobbling his head off, and we caught him, turned him around, and he came back to us, and my dad smoked him at 25 yards. And then it was like the next year, I think, maybe, my dad climbed a tree within like probably 10 or 15 yards of where that turkey died, and he shot his biggest deer ever, 130-inch 12-point, biggest deer I've ever seen. Biggest and coolest deer I've ever seen come out of this lease. I walked back there the other day, and a couple weeks ago, there's quite a few fresh scrapes and a good bit of fresh sign. So I hung a camera up, and I've got about 3 good quality bucks out there that I've only got one daylight picture of one working a scrape, but I also know that there's a whole bunch of does out there. It's January 16th, so it's actually pretty early to be like rut hunting basically, but we usually have an early doe to come in that area. Also got a ton of does out there. So my plan is to get in there, jack up in the saddle pretty high, and I got 243 obviously. Got a little native sense. We'll see what happens. Wish me luck and y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, I just got set up. This spot, so a couple years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, however long it was, when my dad shot that big old 12-point back here, it kind of shocked me. I was like, how in the world, like, what is there over there to hold deer? Like, it looks like just open woods, really. I've climbed back here a couple times, not really seen much. And then I put up that camera this year and got looking at the maps and everything, and I'm by far from an expert. I'm nowhere near an expert in deer hunting, but it kind of makes a lot more sense that this would be a really good rut spot. I know the reason now. There's a lot of does in the area because there's a lot of thick stuff, and basically that like up in front of me, probably I'd say about 150 yards or less, there is an old clear cut that like lines up with a swamp. It's like a really swampy clear cut, super, super thick. And then back behind me, I don't really know if it's a bedding area as much as just security cover, but right behind me, there's another little section of private that we lease, and it's super thick, but it's like a different type of thick, I guess. Like, if you're sitting on the ground, you can actually see it decent ways, but if you're like standing up, you, like, eye level, you can't hardly see through it. I feel like these deer are bedding out in front, mostly does, but definitely bucks too. And what makes this a really good rut spot, like the spot that I'm sitting in, is because number one, there's a fire lane to my left that basically goes along the edge of this one bedding and right into this other bedding. And then also, pretty much right on top of where I'm sitting, which I kind of had to sit here based on the wind, kind of like the start of a creek bottom. Like right now, I'm set up on like the edge of a ridge, and right in front of me, it just sort of dips down and then comes back up to another ridge. On down a little ways, it turns into a creek. This little drainage thing, this little dip, also acts as a travel route between that bedding, because it runs right into that bedding, and it comes out and runs directly into that other bedding. So basically, there's like 2 like cruising spots that come together right in front of me. It's a pretty little spot. Got the whole 243, gonna try to let her eat on a big old monster buck today. I'm very excited to see what the evening holds. It's pre-rut pretty much. Y'all stay tuned. gonna start doing some calling. It's like 4:30 right now. A couple minutes ago, I didn't get to record near as much as I thought I would. I started hearing stuff running around, and I was like, what's going on? And eventually I turned around, I heard something behind me. There's a doe behind me. I never got to get her on camera. I apologize. I didn't film near as much as I wanted. But, oh my God. She pegged me. She was dead downwind of me. And that buck. I should have just turned the camera. But that buck. I was trying to look back where that doe was, and I catch something right beside me. And I see a tine through the trees, and I'm like, I think that's him. He took one more step. I only needed him to take a step. He took that step, and I see he's got one with 5 on one side. That is a buck. I got his picture probably back in July on a totally different side of my lease. I got his picture in July. He had like, as long as I've known about him, he's only had one side. I just freaking smoked him. This has been my hardest season ever. I don't even know why I'm whispering. This has been the hardest season I've ever had. And I just smoked the coolest deer, one of the coolest deer I've got on camera this whole year. Oh my God. I'm freaking out right now, guys. He's like 50 yards away. And I mentioned earlier, my dad shot his biggest deer ever, probably like 30 yards to my right. I knew there'd be deer in here. I knew there'd be an early doe come in. Dude, thank God, thank you, Lord. Look at that, look at that. As soon as I can get myself composed, I'm gonna climb down. Let's go check out that deer. There's a bedding area down that way, bedding area that way, ton of does in the area. I see a doe behind me. That buck was like pegged on that doe. I don't know how he got right there. There's like 60 yards of open from where he had to have come from to where he, I don't even know what to say, guys. Oh my gosh, guys. And I just smoked him. My dad, he's been having some health issues. He hasn't felt like hunting recently. And today, he decided he's gonna go hunting. He's in the woods right now. We don't have service hardly anywhere on my lease, so he's out here. He'll get to enjoy this moment with me, which just makes it so much better. Oh my God. Look at this. I got a video I'm gonna pull up just because I think it's cool. First, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna go back, figure out when that first picture was. First picture I had of this deer, July 26th, the day before my birthday. You see that? Just one side. And then, not long ago at all, I had this video on a scrape, like, probably 60 yards from here. Let's see. That's him. Alright, I gotta get my composure, and we're gonna go get down and get our hands on that deer. There he is, guys. Goodness. Yep, that's him. Look at that. He like just rubbed a tree. Oh my gosh, guys, that is awesome. Look at this blade right here. Man. That right there is awesome. Guys, check this out. Oh man. I still think he's a really nice deer, but man, it would have been cool to have that other side. Either way, freaking awesome deer, awesome hunt. God, I'm in disbelief, honestly. Like, it has been such a struggle this season, and to start off 2021, first off with a dang miss like 2 days ago, and then to come out and do this. God, his neck's all swollen up. That's crazy, that one-sided little knot right there. He's probably, I'd say he's at least 3.5. I don't really worry too much about score or age. I like cool bucks. That's what I really like. And I just like hunting deer, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm gonna get this guy out of here. One last quick look before we get him to the somewhere. We'll get him somewhere and clean him, I guess. I don't even know where I'm going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kinda, sorta 6. Heck yeah. Alright guys, we got him back to Cade's camp. About to get him all cleaned up. Couldn't be more proud of this deer right here. I had him on camera, I showed it earlier in the video, but I had him on camera back in July. And he looked, I mean, he wasn't growing out much, but he looked pretty much the same. He already had that side broke off. And it was on the complete opposite end of my lease. So it's pretty cool to refine this deer and to make a good shot and get it all, you know, and have it all work out like that. It's pretty awesome hunt. But rut's starting to kick off in a lot of places in South Alabama, so get out there in the woods. Couldn't be more proud of this buck. Awesome buck for South Alabama. It's been a wild ride. 2020 was not my year, but 2021 is going better. Either way, click the subscribe button if you enjoy this video, like button, all that mess. Leave us a comment, and always remember to live life 25 feet high. We'll see you next time.